Hello, I'm Joanne Turner and I'm reporting from the oneM2M showcase event in Nice in France, and I'm talking to Peter Nurse and Omar Elloumi. Peter, you're the outgoing Technical Plenary Chair for oneM2M, so maybe you're best to tell us about the candidate first release of specifications that came out earlier this year.
What we've developed is a set of building blocks that allow applications to exchange data. We've also taken care of the fact that it wasn't a reasonable value proposition to tell people that what you've done so far is wrong, we should just scrap everything and use oneM2M. So we've mapped what we believe is necessary to achieve this communication between applications onto well-known protocols such as HTTP, which is widely used on the World Wide Web. CoAP is used for constrained application devices, and we've also mapped it onto MQTT, which is a protocol widely used in the machine-to-machine area. We've also reused protocols for device management. We've reused the device management protocols that were developed in OMA and in BBF. So we're not saying, hey, this is a new thing, just drop everything and do this. We've tried to accommodate everybody, and what we believe we've enabled is multi-vendor applications that operate across industry segments.
What are some of those industry segments that have been enabled?
Well, let me talk a little, if I may, about the promise, if you like. Consider if you have a home security system, you probably have a sensor on your front door that tells you whether it's open or not. Well, that information is very useful also to a home energy management system. So even within the home, the fact that you can share information means you don't have to drill a second hole in the door to put in a second sensor. So you can share information. So even small improvements like that can add up to make a huge difference. But then we also start to look at things like a network of electricity meters, no matter how smart, is not particularly interesting. It only starts to get interesting when the meter is combined with things like appliances, your washing machine, your stove. So it only starts to get interesting when you share information. So what we're trying to do is have everybody share information. And of course you need to do that in a secure manner.
Okay, thank you. So Omar, you're the newly elected Technical Plenary Chair, so you've got some big boots to fill. So perhaps you can tell us the initial release and the comments come back from your first candidate release, and the initial release is January. So what's next?
So we have several aspects in the pipe. For instance, we want to make sure that we make the experience much easier for the application developers. We will consider different industry segments, for instance, automotive, home automation, energy, and try to extract the subset of our specification which could be used to build the kernel of what we call the software development kit. That's one piece of work. The other piece of work is pertaining to how do we migrate our oneM2M platform from IoT, Internet of Things ready, towards IoT enabled. So there are different facets of that. For instance, we are working on ontologies for different industry segments. The ontologies are the semantic descriptions of the data which are stored on those service platforms. And in addition to that, we will try to figure out what other enablers we could include in the specification to make big data applications happen. So those are two concrete examples of our next steps.
Okay, well thank you for your time today, guys, and we look forward to seeing the work in the future.